got the one and only Rich in the building. I came to visit here. Nice place. Can't complain. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate you coming over.
Yeah. Apparently, of course, you guys just got this place.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting. It was a little bit synchronistic too. The weird thing is that originally we got approved for a house, and then right before we went to move, we found out squatters broke into that house and destroyed it.
Wow.
So the move-in date got pushed way out.
Okay.
So we had to get an Airbnb for the first month that we were here in Vegas. And then so we're searching around, trying to figure out, well, let's just find another house. We can't wait until they get that house fixed up. We don't know when they're going to get it fixed.
Right.
So we found this house, and then we came and looked at it, and we're like, yes, we love this house. You know what we found out? The first house was right down the street here.
No way.
That was not even planned out. I was like, wait a minute, that's the house we've been waiting on. You can literally walk around here and look at it. It's right down there.
They fixed it.
Yeah. So
damn.
It's kind of funny that it's like the way the universe works sometimes. It's like, yeah, I got your place for you, but it's not ready yet. But to get you over in that area, it's funny how stuff like that works.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm so glad to be back, dude.
That's a
Oh my God, this is my fucking home.
Yeah.
Leaving Vegas that first time was the hardest thing I ever made myself do.
Wow.
Dude, and I've never experienced that. I don't know, from what it sounds like, you've done some bouncing around and traveling.
I was in Koreatown for a few months, 2014. But when I moved here, I originally wanted to go to Cali. But I was like, let me try Vegas out first. And yeah, it's grown on me.
Yeah.
It's grown on me a lot.
I had never experienced what that feels like.
You're right.
I have lived in so many different towns and cities and states. And it's nothing to just be like, okay, it's time to go to the next place. But for some reason, when we went to leave Las Vegas, I'm like, oh my God, I feel like, have you ever experienced breaking up with somebody that you really don't want to break up with, but you know you should?
Okay.
That's the closest thing. It's like, oh my God, this. And we had some elderly neighbors, and all of our neighbors were elderly in the old neighborhood.
Yeah.
And one of them came up and shook my hand and said, well, Rich, it's been good being your neighbor. And for some reason, that punched me in the heart. I ran in the house, went into the bathroom, dropped to my knees, and cried like a little bitch. I'm like, what in the fuck is wrong with me? I've never felt this in my life. And it was so hard. The whole time we got to California, I'm like, oh my God, this is so hard. This hurts so bad. It's going to grow on me, though. It's going to grow on me. It didn't grow on me. It did not grow on me.
And you guys went to Orange County?
No, we were right on the border of Orange County and San Bernardino County. So we were right inside the San Bernardino County line.
Okay.
So, I mean, it was still a pretty area. I mean, it was up in the hills.
Right.
A house up in the hills, but the house was kind of old and weird looking. I don't know if you saw any videos I posted that showed the inside of that house, but it looked like something that was built in the 1800s.
Damn.
Just had this old, something you would imagine an 80-year-old lady living in.
Oh my God.
Everything old, rusty metal and shit. These ugly ass chandeliers hanging in every room. It was just. There was this dungeon bathroom downstairs where you had to pull a chain to flush it. There was a brick floor, brick walls. It was I just could not stand it. And it was weird because the more time we spent there, it's like if you sit in shit long enough, you'll stop smelling it.
Yeah.
Right? But it doesn't mean that you enjoy sitting in shit,
Yeah.
So, oh man, it was just that. I still have a lot of meditating to do.
Oh wow.
Because
you had to release a lot then.
What's that?
You had to release a lot. That's why you said that?
No, well, I mean, I have a very specific relationship with the universe. Very specific. And I'm thinking, I don't know yet, but just looking back in hindsight, trying to move to California, the universe did not want to open that door and let me move to California.
Oh, that's deep.
Dude,
that's very deep.
We must have applied for 50 fucking houses. At least 50. And the property manager would be like, oh man, your application looks great. We're going to move forward with you. Okay, we'll meet you at this day, whatever. Text you back an hour later. We rented it out to somebody else. I'm like, what? And this just kept happening and happening and happening and happening and happening. Finally, we grabbed onto this one lady. We're like, please, 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 please. We need a house. We got to be out of here by this date. We forced that door open. And then the minute the movers showed up to the house in Vegas, everything started going wrong.
Wow.
Everything. We showed up, they had misquoted us by like $8,000 for the move.
What?
We didn't save up an extra $8,000. So we had to leave half of our shit there and then come back and get some of it later.
Oh my God.
And the minute we crossed into the California border, my clutch went to the floor, the transmission went out on my car.
Jesus.
Leaving me, my daughter, and my cat stranded in the middle of the desert with no cell service. You name it, everything started going wrong. And that was just the story of living in California. Like, that was the story. It was a problem, a conflict, an obstacle day after day, the whole time.
The whole time?
The whole time we were there.
Wow.
It was always something. Always something.
Naturally, the house cost like double this one, huh?
Oh yeah. A smaller, shittier house that was falling apart.
That's wild.
You know, and it was crazy because it was Chinese people that owned it.
Okay.
So the town that we moved to was called Chino Hills, and it's 80% Asian. So the owner lived in China, and everybody that dealt with it are all Chinese. So the main dude that they would send over, like maintenance man, didn't even speak English. So in order to talk to him, we had to grab Google Translate to talk to him. And a lot of the time we didn't even get fixed what we wanted fixed the way that we wanted it because couldn't communicate with him.
Damn.
It was just always something. So where I'm at now here's the funny thing too.
Yeah.
We ended up breaking our lease a year early because Leah's like, I'm ready to get the fuck out of here. I said, okay, well, if you can get that door to open, we'll go. And not only did that door open, but the universe shoved us through that door to get the hell out of there and come back here.
Right.
So now I'm thinking, was I even supposed to do that? Was I even supposed to be there? Was that even part of my path? Or did I have a very important spiritual assignment and it was so strictly temporary? Mm-hmm. Like, there's no chance the universe is going to let me have a single comfortable day. So maybe that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that my higher self was like, all right, we got an assignment over here.
What was the year you left?
The beginning of 2023.
The beginning of 2023.
Yeah. So March 2023 to June 2024. So it was a year and 3 months that we were there.
Okay.
And I'm thinking...
You said March of 2023?
23, yeah.
Okay. That was very mind-blowing to me because that was exactly when Saturn left Aquarius and entered Pisces, which is your 7th house. So it was like a karmic partnership lesson I learned with those.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Knowing that your rising is a Virgo, that puts it into a lot of perspective.
Oh, you mean like entering into a karmic partnership, like with David? Is that what you mean? Oh, okay, yeah,
sense, like, or really, well, that as well. Or normally during that period, it's like partnerships with whoever kind of test you to see if they have integrity, you maintain integrity, and it's like you versus the world in a certain way.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that does make sense because. Yeah, that did end up with a really ugly falling out that I didn't anticipate. And I am going to go ahead and take this opportunity to talk about that and what went down with me and David. And it's weird because this isn't normally something that I do. I mean, I've had beef with other YouTubers and whatnot before.
Yeah.
I keep it quiet. I don't play these games. But I feel like the truth should be out there because he's wanting to make this so public.
Yeah.
Like he's the one that keeps throwing all these fits and making it public. So I'm like, well, okay. There's a difference between telling your side of the story and twisting the story.
Absolutely. And before you mention that, I do want to make it a point to say 2 other people, I won't mention their names in this video, but they have worked with David before. I've worked with David before. We have nothing against him.
Yeah.
This is no hate. But when we found out what was happening to you, every single one of them was like, this is what happened to me. This is very familiar. The only reason why I, per se, spoke out was, like you're about to say, information was put out there that just wasn't true.
Yeah.
And kind of twisted the way people look at.
Yeah. Well, when everybody found out I was going to go work with David, my inbox got flooded with people warning me about him.
Right.
And I took heed to it, but I never saw any evidence that supported it. The whole time I was there, me and him never had a single conflict.
Yeah.
And this is where...
And it looks like hate, right? At first, when people are like, oh,
Yeah.
I don't like him or whatnot, and you're defending and like, no, he's cool. And then, you know.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and tell the actual story of what really went down between me and David. And this is just the truth. This is just how it went down. So we never had any issues. Never had the first problem. Never had a disagreement. We were best friends. He knew everything about everything that was going on in my life. You know, we did shit together. Like, we never had a problem until the day I decided to move. That's when all this really started. Now, I don't remember exactly what date that was, but it was the day that we did the last episode of the Awakening Experience. If you go look for that, it was right before we went live and shot that show. So before I talk about that, let's rewind about 2 or 3 weeks before that. While we were on the road in Texas, Leah told David, while we were in the car, yo, David, I just want to let you know that we are more than likely going to be getting out of California very soon. Just to let you know. You know, because we've had countless conversations. David knew. We've had countless conversations about how, man, I'm not having a good time out here. This is hard. We're struggling out here. Our ship is slowly sinking. We're slowly losing money. Like, we're sinking out here.
Damn.
We're not having a good time. He knows all about that. We've had countless conversations. So we found out we got approved for the house that day, that Wednesday, right before we shot our last episode of the show. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to wait and have this conversation with him in person. So I got there to the studio. He showed up. He was all cool. Yeah, man, what's up, bro? I said, hey, man, I got some crazy news. We're going back to Vegas. And I have never seen a human being flip a switch and turn into a totally different person so fast in my life. His whole demeanor changed. And I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? And he's very clearly upset. Very clearly. And then he starts reaching and grabbing for anything he can find to try to talk me out of it. And I'm kind of confused. I'm like, what does he think? I'm sitting here going through my mind. I'm like, we just told him a couple of weeks ago that we're about to be leaving California early this year. I mean, we didn't expect it to happen as soon as it did, but that wasn't a foreign concept, you know? And like, he keeps reaching and grabbing, trying to strike fear into me using the astrology. Oh, when this transit or whatever's happening, you don't want to do this and that. And I'm like, dude, it is what it is. We're moving. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that we're thinking about moving. I'm here to tell you that we're moving. We got approved for a house. We paid to hold it. And we put in our 30-day notice with our landlord. He is not accepting this at all.
Yeah.
So then finally he goes, okay, I'll pay you $4,000. I'll pay you $4,000 right now, and I'll give Leah a job working in the office, and I'm going to put her on a salary. Now I'm like, whoa, he's bugging. He is bugging. I'm sitting here thinking, dude, I have been pulling teeth trying to get you to pay me a $600 affiliate commission for 3-4 months. It's probably been sitting there for 6 months. You are not about to pay me no goddamn $4,000. Come on now. I didn't say that though, because it doesn't matter. Even if he was, no, we're moving. We paid to hold the house, and we put in our 30-day notice, and she's canceling the utilities as we speak. Mm-hmm. He's not accepting this. He is not backing down. So he calls Leah, calls her on the phone when we're there at the studio, and gives her the same spiel, and she's telling him, dude, it's too late. Oh, nothing's ever too late. He is refusing to accept this. And I'm sitting here like, wow, this dude is not going to give me an easy way out of this. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, fuck, man, dude, god damn it. So finally, Leah came up with this brilliant plan to get him off the phone. She said, before I would even consider anything like that, I would need to see it in writing. Okay, I'm going to write you up a contract. Okay, cool. I'm going to write that up to you. I'll have it to you here in the next couple of days. So finally, okay. So he shut up about it. We did the episode of the show, you know, that, and we went live and did that in the show. I don't know if you could tell or not, but it was really awkward. The tension in the air was so fucking thick you could cut it with a knife, right? So anyway, so that was Wednesday. The following Monday, he had been letting me store my camper there at the studio, which I'm very thankful for. We didn't have a place to store it at the time,
Right.
and I went to pick it up. So I hooked my truck up and hooked my truck up to the camper. We got it all ready to take it to the new place we're going to store it. And then me and Leah went into his office and sat there and told him, yo, I'm more than likely not going to be able to do the show anymore, just to let you know. And, you know, he was like, oh, you don't think you can, come on, man, it's only one day. I'm like, dude, I don't have a free day to do anything anymore. Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, if you're going to go work with David, you're going to kiss your whole fucking day goodbye. I mean, dude, he is never on time. Ever. He would tell me, meet me at the studio at 12. He'd show up at 4. And I'd be like, okay, well, how about meet me at 5? He'll show up at 9. Okay, meet me at 9. He'll show up at midnight. Like, I spent more time sitting around waiting on him, you know? Right. So, cool, whatever, no issues with that. Long story short, me and Leah know that when I go to the studio, I'm going to be gone all day, getting home sometimes 12 o'clock at night, 1 a.m.
Yeah.
So I don't have a free day to do anything anymore. I told him, I said, there may be a slight chance that I might be able to slide in here and maybe do one more episode, but it's more than likely going to be a no.
Right.
Face-to-face conversation.
You were in person with him, right?
Yeah, in person. And then, you know, we ended on good terms, shook hands. Hey, it's been good knowing you. Had a great time. It was cool. So then the next day, me and Leah sat and had a conversation, and she broke down everything that we had to do to get that house packed up, fixed up, all that good stuff. So I texted him like I said I would. I said, I'll text you and let you know for sure. Okay. And I texted him and said, yo, I'm not going to be able to have a free day to do anything. I'm not going to be able to do the show anymore. It's a bummer. This is crazy. It happened so quick, you know, but it is what it is. And I said something like, you know, I wish you success and prosperity. I hope you blow up and make it happen. It's been good working with you. Well, why didn't you just tell me that to my face then? I did tell you that to your face. What are you talking about? Like, I'm confused. Yeah. You know? And it had something to do with, I think, because Leah left the key there. I don't know. I think he thinks, I don't know what he thought, because before we left the studio, Leah goes, give me the key. And I was like, what are you going to do with the key? And she said, give it to me. Just in case you're not coming back out here, if you do come back out here, he can let you in. So I gave Leah the key, and she ran inside to the studio. And I think that made him mad. I think he misunderstood. What I don't know. I was so confused. I'm like, I did sit there and tell you your face. What are you talking about? Right. Anyway, I forgot about it and put it behind me. And then he goes and throws the whiniest fit I have ever seen a grown man throw in my life. He took the screenshot of my text and went and told everybody that I sprung this on him randomly and did it through text because I was too afraid to tell him to his face. I'm like, wow, really? Really? That's who the fuck you are? That's who you are.
And on that note, I wanted just for people watching, you and we're not beefing with David.
No.
This isn't we don't have any, we don't hate him.
Yeah.
This is necessary because in more cases, there's what he is telling you guys, and then there's what is actually happening behind the camera. Yeah. And a lot of people from the outside looking in, it's like he's using that following to kind of spread, I know in my case, they're verifiable. We had disagreements, but there are just certain things he said that were not true.
Yeah.
Like me potentially stealing clients. There's not a single client on his app that can say I try to bring him over. And, you know, in your case, just outright lies, stuff that didn't really happen.
Yeah, and the thing is, here's the point. Here's the whole point. Now, there's a lot of other things that I could say that I'm not going to because it's his personal business and that's below me. I'm not putting his business out there.
Right.
But here's the point. All these little shit, the random miscellaneous shit he reaches and grabs for when he throws his little fits, that ain't got nothing to do with why he's really mad. He's mad because I left. That's what he's not telling everybody.
Right.
He did not want me to leave. I've never seen him act so desperate in my life. I've never seen him act so panicked and frantic. And I was so confused. I'm like, what the fuck does he need me so bad for? What does he need me for? He's got all these other potential opportunities that are really good, big opportunities waiting for him on the horizon. What does he need me for? That's the only thing that I'm confused about.
Right.
Like, what did he so desperately, frantically need me for? I don't know. I have no clue. He never told me. No idea. But anyway, that's what really happened. And then, like you saw last week, he clipped like a 5 or 10-second clip out of the middle of one of my videos where I said that working with him was not one of my income streams. And this man shit his pants and lost his mind.
You said that you made more money working at a car wash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was fine. It was the original plan.
And you also said that he never owed you money.
No, he didn't owe me nothing. Yeah. That was totally, like, it was volunteer work. Volunteer means I was volunteering to do it. I was fine with that. You know, it started out to be an income stream, and then a lot of issues started happening in the very beginning, to the point, you know, where I just backed away and I said, okay, well, let me just to make this an income stream, I'll just be an affiliate. And then the affiliate payments stopped coming in. And then, you know, it got to the point where I was basically having to beg him for the affiliate payment, and it just wasn't. So I'm like, whatever. This will just be volunteer work. Because it was. It was. All that stuff that everybody saw me doing, like 99% of the work that I did there, I didn't get paid for anything.
I didn't think that. I thought it was a lucrative partnership. I thought, you know.
Well, I think he wants people to think that.
Right.
And then my question is why? Because what he said in that little video is, I'm not going to let Rich Lopp harm my integrity. How does that harm your integrity? The fact that I was willing, because it's about the light work, it's not about the money.
Right.
I ain't tripping about the money. He doesn't owe me anything. Why does people knowing that I did that show for free harm your integrity? Why? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if he was leaving, I didn't read all that shit. You skimmed through a couple paragraph comments. And then I did this in Texas, and I did that, and I did this, and I did that, and my studio cost this much, and I did this and that, and then reaching and grabbing, and reaching and grabbing, and reaching and grabbing. That doesn't mean that it was an income stream.
Right. Yeah.
So he shows the receipts of the few payments that I did receive, and if you add up all the money that I made working with him for a year and 3 months, I couldn't have paid 1 month of my bills with that.
Wow.
That's not an income stream. An income stream is a steady, consistent stream of income. If you took the money that I made and throughout that 1 year and 3 months, the money I made working with him made up 3% of that income. 3%. Would you consider that an income stream? I wouldn't. You know? But the thing is, I'm cool with that.
Right.
I'm fine with that. I was totally in agreement with doing volunteer work. I am a volunteer. That's my spiritual job in this lifetime. It's not about the money. I have a spiritual job to do. You know, if I get paid for it, that's a blessing. That's a bonus. But, like, why did that piss him off so bad? Why does he not want anybody to know that? That's the question. That's what I'll put out there for people to think about on their own. That's the truth, okay? I wish David and his beautiful family nothing but love, light, and success. I do. I wish them the best.
It's important to know this is not about hate once again.
No.
Like, there's just information being put out there, and it's important you guys get, like, the real truth, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what's really happening.
So
There's like 4 or 5 people who will come out now and share their stories, if it should ever come to that. So, if we wanted to expose David, we could do it right now with a panel of people. So this is not about that. We just wanted to, clear this out.
It's about, like I said, I don't normally tell my side of the story. I'm not that type. I don't defend myself because I don't feel threatened or intimidated by him. Like, he's not hurting my business. He's not hurting me at all, no matter what slander he tries to use.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, well, it's at least fair for people to have access to the truth. It's kind of like conspiracy theories, Right. Like when they were trying to censor the truth.
Yeah.
Like, put the truth out there and let the people make up their own mind.
Yeah.
So that's the truth. That's what happened. So for anybody who's been hearing all this shit that he's been talking, now that you have the truth, you heard what I said, make up your own mind, believe what you want. And that's the last I'm going to say about it.
That's beautiful.
That's it. So,
no, I appreciate you getting that out there. I think it also serves as a precautionary tale. Like, we can see certain people from the outside looking in, and the image they put out there, and whatever lifestyle, and just realize, it's not what it seems. Which is very 12th house to me too. It's like the man behind the curtain, or something like that. That Wizard of Oz energy, but yeah. It's a lot I've learned that's disillusioned me. But like you said, like, whatever differences we had, I still like his astrology reading ability. I feel like I haven't really been tuning in as much, but I kind of assume it. You know, he's still good at what he does, and hopefully, you know, these differences could sort out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm the type. Like I said, I wish him and his beautiful family success, prosperity. Mm-hmm. But I have nothing to say to that man ever again. Mm-hmm. That's just the way I roll. You show me your true colors, I will not try to repaint you. That's just the way I roll.
That's, you know, that my really good friend who used to work for them, that's his same attitude. Like he does, like, it's mind blowing to me, like how similar he felt that what you went through was with him. It was like he was literally reliving it. And like he does it. It's not like he hates him, but he has nothing to say to him either.
Yeah.
And mainly because it's like he won't acknowledge like he did anything wrong either.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So it's all good though. At least we're back home now. And here's the funny thing. And I think, well, matter of fact, what the point that I was making in that video that he ripped that clip from. One of the other problems that happened as soon as we crossed into California was business slammed to a halt. Didn't slow down, didn't grind to a slow halt. As soon as we crossed into the California border, my business slammed to a halt. Like my normal, this is my normal day right here. This is my normal day. These are all readings that I have to do. These are all due tomorrow. This is my normal day, right? And it's been that way ever since me and Leah got together and, you know, turned my YouTube channel into a business.
That's awesome.
And the minute we crossed into the California border, it slams to nothing coming in at all.
That is weird. That is very weird.
It was weird. We're looking at the numbers. I'm still getting 10 to 15,000 views on my website every week. My channel is still consistently growing and has not stopped growing since 2018. I'm still getting all the same views, all the same engagement, but business, I'm doing 2 readings a week. You know? And it stayed that way the whole time we were there. The minute we crossed back in to Las Vegas soil, bam, pick back up again.
That's crazy.
And I'm in this studio. This is my workplace. Forgive the mess. I'm kind of unorganized, but this is basically my workplace where I'm at all day, every day.
Huge honor, by the way. I peep all the decks and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Would you be open to doing a mini reading?
I could do that. I need an intention to put into it.
Oh, we can do, it's Cancer season, so we can do, like, the rest of the summer.
Like in regards to love, career, finance, or?
We can do, like, a couple cards for romance, a couple cards for career. Do you want me to hand you any one of them?
Yeah, that's cool.
Let's see. Let's do this one.
That's a good one. That's one of my favorites.
That was calling out to me.
So let me see. Cancer season, the end of Cancer season. Anybody out there struggling with their love life? I'm going to put a specific intention into it because, okay, so here's
or instead of Cancer season, let's do the rest of summer.
Okay.
Just in case people are watching, like far for that.
So my tarot style is a little bit different. I'm not a psychic medium. I'm pretty sure Spirit tries to talk to me. I just haven't figured out how to decipher it yet.
I feel you, yeah.
I'm an energy mechanic. So basically my whole thing in all walks of life is I put forth action and I pay attention to the universe's response.
All right.
So when I read tarot, I put an intention into the spread and then pay attention to what it says back to me.
Beautiful.
So let's see, how about people, the singles who are struggling with their love life, interested in somebody.
Nice.
Let me see. Singles who are interested in somebody. Let's see. King of Swords reversed. Okay. So to me, some of you may be interested in somebody that's playing mind games with you, especially if you're dealing with somebody that's like sending mixed signals, you know, hot and cold, and you know, they acting one way one day, another way another day, you know, stringing you along and leaving you confused. The King of Swords in the reverse is an asshole. He's a liar. He plays mind games with you. So and the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse.
Oh God.
So like, yeah,
the brutal reversals. Too.
yeah, like I always tell everybody, when you're dealing with somebody that you genuinely trust, you'll know it, and there shouldn't be any confusion. There should be no confusion at all. So if they're kind of acting like you're not a top priority, it's because you're not. So
Bars.
Okay. Y'all might be dealing with somebody that is hung up on their ex. They're really hoping to get back with their ex. Yeah. So for those of you who are interested in somebody that's kind of stringing you along, sending you mixed signals and whatnot, they're really wanting to get back with their ex. That's the real problem. Let's see what the advice is. What is the advice? 8 of Cups.
Was that reversed or upright?
Upright.
Oh.
Walk away.
God damn it!
Walk away.
Okay.
I mean, so the way I read, I like to try to bend the advice and twist it.
Yeah.
So
There's something better. That's what you told us. There's something way better than what we're wrapped up in.
Well, so to try to bend and twist that advice a little bit, here's what I would say. At least make your feelings known.
Okay.
Make your feelings known. If you already have, and they're still not really reciprocating, so all you can do is walk away. But at least if you make your feelings known and they blatantly reject you, you can make them regret it later.
Facts. Even if it was like silent treatment and they didn't say anything or whatnot. I feel you.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. What you got for career finance?
Career and finance, that's been a real slippery one to talk about for a while. Because, we're right smack dab in the middle of a financial collapse and reset.
Yeah, exactly.
I went right down the street here the other day to get some cash out of the ATM. The bank didn't have no cash.
What?
Yeah. Wells Fargo right down the street here. I was like, oh,
shit.
shit.
What's happening?
Oh, shit.
That's not good.
So, Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Well, so here's the question. Are you taking action? If you're having financial issues, are you taking action towards it? I mean, it seems like, and I get it. I understand why people do this, but it seems like we kind of treat romance and finance opposite. Like people want to go try to find their life partner and sit around and wait for a financial opportunity to come to them. It should be the other way around.
Right.
You should focus on your frequency and attract your person.
Right.
But when it comes to your career and finances, you should be out there taking action towards it. Like if you're sitting around waiting on $1 million to come knocking on your door, it's not going to happen. You got to be out there taking action and doing things, knocking on doors, like I always say.
Casting your seeds out.
Yeah.
That's true.
So some of you aren't taking enough action. You have to, again, like I said, take an action and let the universe respond to that. So they're all, I'm waiting on the right opportunity. No, go knock on some universal doors. Go take action towards something. And then once you start taking action towards something, the universe sees, oh, okay, so you want something different now. So now your timeline is going to start to shift once you start taking, even if it isn't working out for you. Like say you want to get a different job, and you go apply for one job and you don't get the job. That don't matter. That was still a knock on the door. That was still taking action towards something different. Now the universe sees through your actions that you want something different. Now your timeline is going to slowly start to shift. And if you keep that up and keep it up and keep it up and keep it up and keep taking action, eventually a door is going to open. Eventually, at some point, So, yeah, I'm kind of getting that. I'm thinking that probably the majority of the people who are struggling the most with their finances probably aren't taking enough action. So.
No, that's fact. Or can do more, for sure.
Let me see. Anything else? Page of Cups reverse. Yeah, same thing. Page of Wands upright. Okay. Maybe back and forth. Maybe not taking enough action. Take one action one day, pull back the next day.
Yeah.
You gotta be consistent and stubborn with it.
That's facts. All right. Well, how about one more for like where our destiny's heading? Any kind of like, I don't know. It's vague, but I was gonna say like spiritual messages or important messages.
Yeah.
It's important to
absolutely
focus on it. Very accurate, by the way. Very, very.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ace of Pentacles reversed. Here, let me grab a different deck.
All right, let's do this one.
Cool. Tarot Illuminati. Oops, oop. What was that? Okay, ooh, the Strength card. Oh, I knew something like that was going to come out.
Let's go.
So, okay, so I think we should all know to one degree or another that we're going to be going through some very radical changes. It's coming. I'm actually surprised that it's been happening as slow as it's been happening.
Yeah.
I was ready for them to do just like last election year and rip the rug, you know.
It still could come. Still can. It looks like we're here.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming. But the sources that I was closest to have been predicting November. So right around election time is probably when everything's going to pop off and hit the fan. But
I'm surprised it's not happening this summer, like you said.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it may. You know,
summer still just started. So
Trump got shot in the ear.
Right.
That's but so they're getting us ready for it. They're gearing up for it. But anyway, though, with the Strength card, chill, don't freak out. It has to go down this way. This is a very strategically controlled demolition of the old system.
Facts.
You know, and the first thing that's going to crash is the financial system. But that's not the end all be all. By the time 2030 gets here, everything that you or I have ever known about life on Earth is going to be completely different.
So true.
From the financial system, the schooling system, the fucking big pharma, the Food and Drug Administration, the legal system, the political system. It's all going to be different. When my daughter, she's 13 right now, when she's 25, the world that she's going to be living in is not going to be this world.
Unrecognizable. That's so true.
At all. Yeah. So stay strong. Okay. Stay strong.
Hold on to your courage, basically.
Yeah.
Like that.
Don't let nobody scare you. Don't let nobody shame you. You know, if you notice though, now I think a lot more people are standing up and speaking out. Like back 2020, if you remember, I don't know if it's just because censorship isn't happening now like it was back then, but like, you know, everybody was afraid to speak up because they were afraid of getting shamed. Mm-hmm. They were afraid of shame. They were afraid of being called a racist, homophobic, bigot, conspiracy theorist, all these names, calling me all these names and shit. So people would be like, oh, I don't want anybody to think that I'm a homophobe. I don't want, I don't want anybody to think that I'm a racist. I don't want anybody to think that I'm a bigot. So they stay quiet and they don't step up and speak the truth. No, think what you want. I'm going to say the truth. Think what you want. You want to think I'm a homophobe? I don't care. I know I'm not. You want to think I'm a racist? I don't care. Think what you want. I know I'm not. You want to think I'm this? You want to think I'm that? Think what the fuck you want. I know where my heart is. I know what my intentions are. You can think in one hand and shit in the other and tell me which one fills up first. You know what I'm saying? So adapt that attitude. Don't stay strong. Keep your courage and don't let anybody shame you into speaking the truth and standing up for the truth.
Amen to that.
So.
Amen to that. That was I think that's a really good message to leave off on.
Yeah.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Really good reading. So yeah, bro. I'm grateful you were able to catch us up. What do you have moving forward? Pluto's in Aquarius, so it's like a new 20-year era. What are you excited for moving forward, and what are your plans here in Vegas?
Well, actually, honestly, I'm just, and this is going to sound kind of weird, but I'm just so thankful and happy to have a second chance at getting my old life back. Mm-hmm. Like, basically, the first time we moved to Vegas, we just got kind of bored. Life was so smooth. For the first time in my life, I kicked back for like 3 years. Smooth, chilling, everything's cool, everything's good. And we got kind of bored. Yeah. We're like, okay, well, what's the next thing? You know, so this whole last year in California taught us that the grass is not greener on the other side.
So true. I love that.
Yeah.
I really love that.
I was like, oh my God, I would give anything just to be back in Vegas and have my old life back. And now I was blessed with a second chance to be able to do that. Yeah. So honestly, I've been going through this thing where I feel like kind of guilty because like I took for granted what I had and wasn't grateful for it. And I was out trying to get more, you know. And I had my foot in the door of some pretty big opportunities out there in California.
Okay.
I was interviewed by Hollywood producers.
Okay.
And yeah, it was looking
Promising.
like some, well, it was just, I was being put in some positions that I never dreamed of being in. But then I was so torn. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not happy here. I don't like it here. So even if this does pop off like this, I'm stuck here. I'm not happy here. I don't like it here. You know, and I was just this back and forth and back and forth. And I came into my mind where I'm like, I would rather be back where I was and be comfortable and happy than to be just trying to grab for the next goal when I'm not even happy. And you know what's funny too? So we like I said, we got an Airbnb in Vegas for our first month here. It was ghetto as fuck. It was in the ghetto. I mean, it was not a nice area, but I was so happy.
Just to be back, right?
I was so happy. I was happier in that duty ass house in the ghetto of Vegas than I was in that house in California.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I would rather live this type of life in Vegas than live a successful life in California.
And the weather is so much better there. You would think, right?
Yeah.
This would be, but I'd rather be here. Like,
Yeah. So
we're glad to have you back, bro.
Yeah. To answer the question directly, what am I looking forward to? Just fucking chilling and being happy. If the universe wants to throw me a blessing, cool. Like, hey, that anything could happen. Somebody, because even before we moved to California, I was interviewed for a TV show, and I was cast because there was some show that they were going to do, and this had nothing to do with David. This was before we even moved. But there was, apparently they were about to be pitching this TV show where it was going to be some like spiritual dating show where they were going to have like a psychic, a person that reads runes, maybe like a palm reader, you know, helping people with spiritual divination tools find the love of their life. And they said all they were missing was a tarot reader. So they interviewed me along with like 10 other YouTube readers, and they picked me. They said, my team wants to go forward with you. Is that cool? I said, yeah, that's cool. And they even sent me my first little agreement thing that I signed, and then never heard anything from that. I guess none of the networks wanted that. So that just kind of went poof. But yeah, so, you know, any kind of opportunity could be presented, and we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But I'm just glad to have my old life back.
Yeah.
I don't need no more. I'm good. I make a good living. I'm comfortable. So I'm just looking forward to chilling and being happy, honestly.
I see that as a valuable experience to like have seen for yourself like the difference and maintaining your own integrity through it. And I can see people watching this and being grateful for sure. And having the courage to share, you know, your story and your perspective too.
Yeah. I try to make it a really strong point to not put a false image onto the internet.
Yeah.
Right? Like I try to make that point. I can only do so much to, you know, I can't control your perception of me, but I mean, hopefully so far be 100% honest. Does there seem like there's anything that you see here that you don't see on the internet with me?
No. And I appreciate that knowing your Virgo rising, Virgo moon. I've always seen it as like the realist earth sign, the realist zodiac sign.
Oh, yeah.
Very natural, grounded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to me, it's like I take my spiritual job very seriously.
Yeah.
So, like, when I turn the camera on and I talk, like, to me, I feel like the fact that I have a device in my pocket and I can record my face and my voice and say something and put it out there to hundreds of thousands of people, I feel like I have a responsibility.
Right.
Like, you know, there's all these people who are just desperately trying to just be famous. Just be famous, be famous, be famous. Do the stupidest shit they can do just to be famous for no reason. And it's like, dude, if you're going to be an influencer, that means you're influencing people. Don't you care how you're influencing people? Like, I feel like I have a very heavy weight of responsibility on my shoulders because there are people out there that take my words and they apply that to their life. Like, to me, that is not a game. So, yeah, I take my job very seriously. I'm not here to make you think that I live a certain life. I'm not here to make you perceive me a certain way. I'm here because my job is to help with the collective awakening, you know? So,
True that.
yeah, so I'm really big on that. Absolutely.
And do you have any final words of encouragement for, I know you actually mentioned it during the reading, but yeah, in conclusion, is there anything else you wanted to share?
Well, I mean, basically, I can't really say don't be scared because what we're about to be going into is very unprecedented.
Yeah.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't nervous.
Right.
Because even I don't know all the little ins and outs of everything that's happening and how it's happening and why.
Yeah.
But I know that it's going to have to happen the way that it's happening. And like, there's going to be some crazy shit that pops off. I'm very sure that some people, I don't know who, but some people are going to wake up and their bank account is going to say zero.
Ooh.
Right? Some people are going to go through that.
Yeah.
But it's cool. The new financial system has mirrored everything that you have. Like, we're moving into a world of abundance. This has to go down this way.
Okay, it has to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah, the old system has to collapse
That's
before
true.
the new system can.
Right.
And not only that, but please don't believe the shit you see on the news. Like, it kills me. These people, they'll preach that, and then something happens on the news and they shit their pants because they think it's real.
Because it happened on this platform, so it's like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah. And it'd be the same people who are like, oh, the news is
Yeah.
good. Yeah, that's crazy.
Everything that we are seeing is a scripted movie.
A performance.
Everything that's going to happen this year, come on, you honestly...
Everything is happening this year, that's true.
What's that?
Everything is going down this year. I still believe that.
Yeah.
Everything that has to happen is happening this year.
Yeah, but people honestly believe that somebody tried to kill Trump and clipped his ear.
I believe more it was planned by... It was an inside job, personally.
Well, yeah, it was all set up and all planned, but like anything that we see happen is planned out. It's all, like Charlie Ward says, pantomime. It's all part of the pantomime. Now, that doesn't mean that nothing bad is ever going to happen.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be with as little collateral damage as possible.
Okay.
But just relax. If it gets to the point where things are out of your control, the philosophy I live by is if it's out of my control, it's part of the plan. If I can't do nothing about it, then I just step back and I'm like, all right, universe, dude, I'm going to trust you on this.
Very
I have no
wise.
clue what you're doing, but
Yeah.
I'm trusting it's for my highest good. So it'll be all right. We are moving into a new world.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And then on that note, bro, thank you once again.
Mhm.
I'm glad you're back. Looking forward to working with you a lot more as I kind of reach out and build community here. I want to build an office out here and just do more events. So
Cool.
we'll see.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Beautiful.